Well, hey, Pipers, welcome back to the Bass Piper channel. And hi, Rumble. With all my followers there, thank you for coming back and being with me today. Hey, guys, I've got a little bit of a rant that I want to share with you guys and an update on mom. But the rant basically deals with the update on mom. So if this is a little lengthy, I apologize. but before I get started, I'll be having one of my Boswell Longhorns. This is a Boswell Longhorn. If y'all can see that. And beautiful pipe. 2019. You can see the nomenclature on the back there. I don't know how good that's coming in. But a nice little grain and beautiful stem that JM did on that. But anyway, as you see, I don't have nothing in it. So I'll use this as a prop today. But I want to give you a little bit of an update on mom and also what Bass Piper is a little ticked and perturbed about. Mom went in. By the way, mom is still hanging on after last Tuesday, over a week, and she's still here with us. Mom hasn't had any food for 6 days and nothing to drink. She's not on IVs. She's going through a natural process of death. Comfort care is what they call it in hospice. That was their wishes from their medical POAs, things of that nature. And so we're trying to honor it. As tough as it is to watch this, it's tough. But the thing that's got me bent out of shape is this. Mom went in on last Tuesday, when she fell and broke her right hip. Now, she already broke her left hip 16 months ago. This is her right one. Mom can't have surgery. She won't survive it, they said. So she's not a candidate. The second thing that she needs surgery on is mom went in with impacted bowels. I think they call it colitis or something of that nature. She can't have surgery there either. So we've got this spectrum over here of two surgeries mama can't have. On this side, she has a UTI. She has stage 4 kidney disease. She has some pneumonia. And there's something else, I can't remember what she's got, but she's got a host of things over here and over here. And basically, mama's done. They know it's inevitable, death is coming. And but here's the thing that's got Bass Piper a little twerked. My wife set up a few days ago on my chart to follow mama on what's going on in the hospital. And of course, we've all been taking turns going up there, working shifts, being up there with mama. Last Friday, let me just back up. Last Friday, we had to tell dad at the nursing home. And so that was another major event. I had to write a letter to dad because dad's hard to hear, and I didn't want to scream it all over the nursing home. So, of course, when he read that there was no hope for mama, well, that was the end of his world. So we got a lot of things going on Bass Piper's plate right now. But here's the thing that families don't need during this time. Davia, my wife, Miss Bass Piper, called me yesterday and she said, Wade, she said, have anybody called you? And I said, no, why? She said, well, on my chart, it looks like there's scuttlebutt going on between the doctors and the medical end of it, that in 48 hours, they're going to discharge mom and send her back to the nursing home. I said, do what? She said, yeah, that's what they're talking about. She says, it's got to be the insurance. Medicare is, I guess, giving them a certain time that she's got to go back to the nursing home, I guess, to go under Medicaid. I go, you got to be kidding me. This woman is near death. Mom's breathing is getting shallower. Um, she can still hear you, but she can't talk, hadn't been able to talk. I don't know when she fell if something happened in her upper body, but she's never turned her head. She's just looked straight up at the ceiling and blinks her eyes, and just there's a little vent, exhaust vent in the room she's in, and that's where she stayed with two lights between the vent. That's where she's been looking since she's been in that room. And I don't know if there's a spinal problem or what. They claim they did a scan on her. There was no head injuries, but I don't know how thorough they checked everything. Especially when they found out that um, she wanted just a natural process of death. Comfort care is what they call it. So they pulled Mama off. Mama went into CCU for a couple of days, and they pulled her off of all the IVs, all the mess, and just put her in a room for hospice to die. And I'm sitting there going, "You got to be kidding me!" She's been in here for 7 days. I know. You know, a 96-year-old woman, let alone a younger one, you ain't gonna last but so many days with no water and no food. Um, One lady told my wife that the longest they've seen is 10 days. Okay, well, even if Mama makes that Olympic gold medal, she's only got about 3 days left. And to move her back to the nursing home would probably kill her right then, because her hip's still broke. The trauma of all of that. Um, she would probably die in transport. Or if she got her back to the nursing home, now we don't want her to go back in the room with Daddy. That would really devastate him. And if she died, when she died, them taking her back out, they may as well roll him out with her. Do you understand the unnecessary aggravation and trauma, not only to the patient but to the family? I mean, something needs to be done in our country. I mean, I know our country's a jacked up mess right now. But I tell you what, between this Obamacare crap, which Base Piper has got a new name for it, Obama I don't care health plan. And now we got the Medicare I don't care plan. They don't care whether you're half dead, living. They give you X a number of days and that's it. They don't care. And it's the insensitivity that's got me jacked up. Our world is becoming unbelievable. Um, 40, 50, 60 years ago, you never had this kind of mess. I mean, I know the sin of man, the greed of man has always been there, but the generational sins, the sinful generations that are coming one after the other, it's getting worse than the previous one, It's it's just unconscionable. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The no empathy, no sympathy for even the dying. It's all about the money, honey. We could appeal it with Medicare, but if we lose, this is how they play you. It'll be about $12,000 to $15,000 a day to keep your mama a couple of more days in a hospice situation. Guys, I don't know, and gals, something's got to be done with the powers that can do something. This is unbelievable. I told Miss Bass Piper, I said, so basically, by the time we get to that age, and that, if we live, and I know if I should be blessed with the ages of my mom and dad, 96 and 100 years old next month, if he sees it, you know, and I know at my age, you're talking another 30, 35, 36 years from now. Okay. My gosh, what are they going to do? Just go ahead and throw a needle in us and euthanize us? I mean, that's where basically it's going. And yeah, it's got me a little twerked. And as the old saying is, it'll make a preacher want to cuss. You know, it makes no sense, guys and gals, um, to see your loved ones there, you know, and you're already going through the stress and the anxiety of losing your loved one. And now the insurance wants to get in here and start jerking you around. And I understand the doctors. You know, they can only try to dodge the bullet for so long because they've got to be able to justify it by documents and paperwork. Some doctors will help you, you know, and just, you know, buy you a day or two, but that's about all they can do because if they don't have anything justified or the insurance comes back and says, you know, the insurance has become the gods of this world with everything, and that's got to change. I tell you, there's people that don't have insurance, they're better off because it's just like my son told me. He went through a divorce several years ago and he had to file bankruptcy. And basically, in a nutshell, he lost everything just about and had to start over again. He had to have everything written off. And he said, Dad, he said, look, when you got medical bills and stuff like that, let me tell you what you do. He said, don't argue with those people in the hospitals. That's the first line of defense. You try to set up a payment plan with them, and they're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to pay. He says, tell them immediately, put you in collections. He says, because if those crazy people don't want to accept $50 or $100 a month, you trying to pay them back. He says, then would they rather have $100 or have $10 that you pay through collections? Go figure, right? He said, because as long as you're trying to pay something, ain't a thing they can do legally to you. And he says, furthermore, he said, the bills that we had, he said, most of it got written off. So you sit back sometimes and you go, who are the stupid ones here? Those of us that are almost, with some of us, you're insurance poor because you got insurance on every little dot and tittle because, you know, insurance is sold by fear. The what if? What if you die and you leave your family with, you know, you old mean old provider, you as a husband, leave your family without $3 million. So for the next, while you're living, you want to pay, you know, $1,000 extra a month just to keep that kind of money. Fear. What happens if your house gets destroyed by a tornado? What happens if you get in a major accident and total your car? What happens? It's all fear. It's fear. Well, does it matter? Because if you ain't got it, it don't matter. You can't afford all the, you'd be insurance poor. Everybody wants a piece of the change in the same way. But then with the insurance companies, have you ever noticed that as long as you're paying the premiums, everything is fine for the next 5, 10 years? When you need them, you send them every month or over the 5 years that much in premiums, but when you need them, they give you that much of help. And then that's on a time limit. There's something wrong with that picture. Man, then when you got yourself in a situation or your loved ones in a dying situation, they could give a rat's patootie about you. The empathy and the sympathy is no longer there, guys. And I'll tell you, I'll even throw it over while I'm at it on my rant to even some of the doctors I've seen. For lack of better words, they suck. And I'll tell you why. Because here again, they don't care either, a lot of them. well, there ain't nothing that we can do, and yada yada yada. And she's 96 years old, and she's lived a good life, and hey, y'all have a good day. I'll stop by tomorrow. And I mean, they could care less. You see, they're out there every month getting their 10 and 15 and 16 and $20,000 paychecks a month. A month. You know, some of these docs are averaging, you know, $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 a week paychecks. What do they care? You're just another herd of cattle. Coming on through, drops dead. Well, here's another one coming in right behind it. Drops dead. They never run out of cattle, man. But they got the money to buy them nice boats and those Mercedes and live in a $1.5 million house and living a life, don't they, huh? And they give you about that much sympathy and empathy. They don't care. It's all business. It's all science. It's a death process we all must go through. You see, these guys, that's their job. They see it every day. So death to them is just, okay. Yeah, Joe Blow died at 12:45 p.m. Sign off, Dr. So-and-so. All right, where am I going next? Unbelievable what we've got to today. They ain't got no problem counting that money that goes in the bank, though, do they? Yeah, buddy. Insurance companies don't care. Some of your doctors anymore don't care. We're in a mess, aren't we? Well, I guess that's enough ranting. I don't rant too much, but when I do, I have something to say that some people may not like, but it is the truth. Something's got to be done in our society. 40, 50 years ago, you never had it like this. Man's always had his problems. Man has always had his sin problems. Man has always had his greed. But you had people, man, that would at least show a little bit. And people would work with you, and people understood in the time of your need, they were there. Today, it's just a business. They don't care. Unless you're loaded with deep pockets, that you've got that money that can give you some power and speaking ability, and or should I say, negotiating and changing ability. You can speak all you want to. That don't require money. Getting something done will. If you don't have the millions to put your family in the high-rise nursing homes and retirement homes, and where they can go in and eat caviar and have violin players playing around their table, the average man and woman, you're pretty much done. I know that's not a happy thought process, but it is reality. And that's why I'm so thankful I have my salvation in the Lord, and my mom does too, my family does too. And we know, look, to go to heaven, or for a lack of better words, get out of this crap down here, are you kidding me? We're all going to die. There's no escaping it. You've heard me say, what happens to the guy that sits on the couch and watches TV and eats potato chips and drinks Cokes, and the guy that goes to the gym 7 days a week? They both die. One might last a few more years longer, but they're going to die. It don't matter if you've got a 0.5% body fat or if you've got 35% body fat, you're going to die. Okay? So, it's just unbelievable. Been on my mind. And Bass Piper's kind of worn out and tired, and I appreciate my church helping me out. I've had some men preach for me when I couldn't be there. We thought Mama was going to be gone Sunday by Sunday, and here it is, another 8 days, and she's still here. But we know it's down to hours. She just can't keep holding on. I know, and or else she's going to set a Guinness World Book of Records, one to two. But now that could happen. Knowing my mama's strong-willed, and she's been a stubborn gal, and that's what's got her in the shape she's in today. I'll be honest, and she knows that. But guys, be praying for Bass Piper and his family, and for Mom. And but I just want to get on here and just throw a rant out. It's very disheartening and very sad. And I know I'm worn out emotionally and everything else, and maybe that's the reason for part of my rant. But somehow, man, we've got to get back to some basic human sympathy and empathy towards people. And my stars, if we don't have it for the dying, who are we going to have it for? Man, the insurance companies, man, something's got to be done with these guys. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I mean, you pay into this stuff while you're working so that when you get to 65 or 62 or whenever you take it, to have your Social Security, to have your Medicare, and that type of thing. You're thinking, well, in your golden years, whatever they call golden, you've got the coverage, you've got this, and you even buy a supplement so that, you got a primary and a secondary. And so, it's kind of like you're on the clock. Well, yeah, we're going to help you, but this is how many days we're going to give you. Mom went through the same thing with her rehab when she broke her first hip. Got 21 days with Medicare. The only problem is that when Mama had her surgery, she came down with pneumonia and a UTI and C. diff even after her surgery through the hospital and the medications they were giving her and all of this stuff. I think all the antibiotics caused more like a C. diff type thing. And so Mama was out of it for about 2.5 to 3 weeks during her rehab 21 days. She got about a week of it. That was about it. They don't care. They don't take the fact, okay, the woman's sick. All right, hold off on the rehab right now. Don't start the clock there. Let's get her well first. They don't care. Here's your 21 days. Do with it what you want. Sorry for your luck. That's the suckness of this process that the human being has become in our society. Don't ever tell me America's the greatest thing in the world. It's not. We were there at one time, may have been there at one time. We might be a good country compared to a lot of other countries, but we're not the greatest anymore. We're losing it. And when we start losing it for one another and caring for one another over the almighty green piece of paper, we're gone. We're done. The greed has won. And, my question is, what's in store for us? Now, most of us Pipers, we're in our main part of us are in our 50s and 60s and 70s, and, a lot of the Pipers today. I know we got some of the young bucks, but I'm talking about those of us from 50 to, let's say, good old Doc's age, 80 some years old, or 70 some year old. Doc, I got you older than what I know you're in your 70s, but I don't know why I got you in your 80s. But you might feel like you're in your 80s. But, Preacher Man Piper, his age, from 50s to 73 to 76 to, wow. Well, anyway, guys, I didn't bored you enough. Thanks for listening. If you've lasted this long, it's 24 minutes. I didn't mean to go that long. Of course, I never do. But I'm gonna try to relax and have a pipe and reflect on the blessings of God, because that's about all we got left out here in this old world is the blessings that God gives us. And Mama has been blessed. We have nothing to be angry about there at all. Mom and Daddy's been blessed. We have been blessed with longevity parents that God has blessed us with. It's the system, the worldly system that we got to deal with that cranks you up every now and then. So anyway, we're going to go, guys, and you guys have a great rest of the week. And I'll update you, try to update you when Mama passes. And thank you all for your prayers. Keep praying for us. Mama knows where she's going. It's just a matter of time for Mom. We know there's no hope for Mom. She won't be coming back out of the hospital, and or the nursing home, depending on what happens. But she's not most. I mean, just about guaranteed. I will be shocked she won't be here by this weekend. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for your prayers, and be praying for my family as we go through this process. We're looking at having a graveside for Mama. They don't want a bunch of stuff at their age. Like my daddy said, he says, "Wait, all of our friends are dead. Who's going to come?" Except for a few family members. So he said, "Don't waste the money on that." He said, "Don't embalm us. Put us in the casket. Dress us. Put us in the casket. Let them let you all view us. Close it. Have a graveside. See you in heaven." Well, okay, Pop. That's what. Hey, there you go. So anyway, guys, we'll talk with you later. Bass Piper's out of here. Bye bye.